Thank you. Judge Douglas has paid tribute to my skill with the dagger. I thank him for that, but I must admit that he is far better with that weapon than I am. Why, he can keep 10 daggers flashing in the air at the same time. Fortunately, he's so good at it, none of the knives ever falls and hurts anyone. Now, you've heard the judge make allusion to those who advocate eating and marrying and sleeping and voting with Negroes. Whether he means me or not, I do not know. But if he does mean me specifically, I can only say that just because I would not have a Negro woman for a slave does not necessarily mean I would have her for a wife. I do not have to have her for either. I can just leave her alone. In some respects, she is certainly not my equal any more than I'm the judge's equal in some respects. But in her natural right to eat the bread she earns with her own hands, she is my equal and the equal of all others. Now, you heard the judge speak of our current labor conditions. As an American, I cannot be proud that those conditions exist. But also as an American, I would ask, would any of the striking workers in the North elect to change places with the slaves in the South? Would they not rather say the remedy is in our hands? And still, as an American, I say, thank God we live under a system by which men have the right to strike. I am not preaching rebellion. I don't have to. This country belongs to the people who inhabit it. Whenever they shall grow weary of the existing government, they can exercise their constitutional right of amending it or their revolutionary right of dismembering or overthrowing it. If the founding fathers gave us anything, they gave us that. Now, the purpose of the Dred Scott decision is to make property and nothing but property of the Negro in all the states in the Union. It's the old issue of property rights versus human rights. It's the struggle between two great principles, the one, the common right of humanity, the other, the divine right of kings. It's the same spirit which says, you work and toil and earn the bread, and I'll eat it. As a nation, we began by declaring that all men are created equal. There was no mention in the Declaration of Independence of any exception to that rule. But now we practically read it, all men are created equal except Negroes. Now, if we are to accept this doctrine of class or race discrimination, what in future is to keep us from decreeing all men are created equal except Negroes, Catholics, foreigners, Jews, or just poor people? That is the conclusion to which the advocates of slavery are driving. Let each state mind its own business, says the judge. Why stir up trouble? This is a complacent policy of indifference to evil, and that policy I cannot but hate. I hate it because of the monstrous injustice of slavery itself. I hate it because it denies our republic of its just influence in the world, enables the enemies of free institutions everywhere to taunt us as hypocrites, causes the real friends of freedom to doubt our sincerity, and especially because it forces so many good people among ourselves into an open war with the very fundamentals of civil liberties, denying the good faith of the Declaration of Independence, and insisting that there's only one right principle of action, and that is self-interest. Now, in his final words today, the judge said that we could be the terror of the world. I don't think we want to be that. I think we would prefer to be the encouragement of the world, the proof that at last man is worthy to be free. But we shall provide no such encouragement unless we can learn as a nation to live and grow. And we shall surely do neither if these states fail to remain united. There can be no distinction in the definition of liberty as between one section and another, one class and another, or one race and another. A house divided against itself cannot stand. This government cannot endure permanently, half slave and half free. It must become all one or all the other. Thank you.